know if you see it on the YouTube. Yeah. Check 1, 2. Check. I think we're streaming. I think we're going live. I think we're live and direct. I think we're out there into the world. This is a special pop-up. Sometimes you gotta pop up and show viewers. You know what I mean? This is your man, Manny Faces. It goes a little something like this.
Manny Faces.
You sick for this one.
All right, we are trying some new things here. Hip hop can save America. Normally on Mondays, as it says right there somewhere, Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern, live stream and the entire show. We talk to people and individuals and organizations that are using hip hop for the greater good. Hip hop to uplift humanity and improve society. And we just had a show Monday night. It was great. We had good friends and brilliant minds, Dr. Lauren Kelly, Dr. Darren Graves, and we did a show. And then I said, what I'm doing now is I'm doing something different, where we are working on new ways to do things. So y'all might hear me, see me, feel me, taste me, smell me. I appreciate you tonight. We're going to do something that goes a little something like this.
Hip hop news that isn't about dumb shit.
All right, so that's what we're doing tonight. This is a segment we call Hip Hop News That Isn't About Dumb-ish. We also go over events, hip hop events, interdisciplinary and dope events that aren't about dumb-ish. Now, what I'm trying to do first is make sure that on my end, I got some things popping that you don't see. There's a lot of background things happening. So if you see me and you can hear me and you can taste me and smell me and do all the things, please say something in the chat. Please say something in the chat. I have screens here that y'all can't see. And I want to make sure that that's working like it should. Matter of fact, we can do like this, and I can see if y'all chatting over here, I think. All right. Now, if you're watching live, please subscribe. This is not the only thing we do. It's not normally this discombobulated. We're just trying to try some new things out. And so we're doing a special see, you can see me chatting there. So if you chat in the YouTube chat, it should appear there. So somebody... Jay, that's you too. Just put something in the chat so I know y'all hearing me. I see some viewers. There's a lot of tech stuff that happens when we do these things. It's just, just keeping it 100 with you. So we want to make sure that our new things are working. New things are working. I don't see anyone typing in the chat, but I see people watching. So I'd like to see the chat work before we move on. I don't know what to tell you. In the meantime, my name is Manny Faces. This is the extension of Hip Hop Can Save America. We're doing a special pop-up. I want to share with you a bunch of stories, hip-hop innovation and insight. This is the kind of stuff we talk about that it doesn't make the normal, I don't say normal news, but it doesn't make necessarily the hip-hop media or the mainstream media, but it's stories that are really interesting. We do this regularly, semi-regularly. I put out what's called a newsletter. Y'all know what newsletters are. Newsletter called Hip Hop Can Save America. The newsletter is the extension of this podcast and live stream. This does appear as a podcast when I do the interviews. So if you're just an audio person and you're like, I don't really mess with this YouTube thing, we got you covered on the audio tip as well. What we have here is a newsletter. You can check that out. Look, I can press buttons and things happen. Look, check it out. Bong. Look at the bottom. See, it tells you where to get the newsletter. You can, then I can go into the chat and very quickly. I know this doesn't matter to you, but it matters to me because I can do things without having to press a lot of buttons. So in the chat now, you should see the link to the newsletter. Boom. That all being said, we have this great newsletter that goes out semi-frequently, every couple of weeks or so. And what we do is we I collect and curate stories about hip-hop innovation and inspiration and fun stuff, but also important stuff. We like to call this the world's most important hip-hop podcast because we're talking about ways that hip-hop are being used in, different ways outside of entertainment to help uplift humanity. Hip hop for the greater good. I'm going to go through a few of those stories today so you see what you're missing if you're not getting the newsletter. If you do get the newsletter, look at all this stuff. Look, you can see it in the screen, y'all. And I'm going to even go to a different screen because I'm testing all these screens out. And look at what we got going on, y'all. Look at what we're doing. Look at what's happening here. Look how beautiful this is. So you'll see that we have this entire thing called Hip Hop News That Isn't About Dumb-ish. We're going to go through some of those stories today. You see up top, you can support this show Patreon.com/MannyFaces. Please feel free that if you like what you see and you see what you like, that you help support this show. It's super important that we stay alive until we find greater ways to finance and fund and become bigger, because we're talking about some wonderful things that people need to know about. You don't hear about a lot of these stories except if you hang out with us. So, that being said, thank you for joining me tonight. And I'll see you next week. Peace. No, I'm just kidding. Ha, we're just getting started. What are you talking about? Listen, I'm testing out some things. Please jump in the chat and tell me if everything sounds good or looks good. I have no real way of doing that besides y'all. So jump in the chat, tell me I'm sounding good. And with that, I'd like to welcome somebody into the scene, into the set with me, who helped me muddle my way through this test run of a pop-up show, not our normal show. And his name is Franklin Delano Roosevelt. No, I'm just kidding. His name is Silent Night. Silent Night. What up, my man?
Hey, what up? Thank you
What's
for
good,
having me.
my
Thank you
friend?
for having me.
Of course, thank you. You know that every time I do something new, you are contractually obligated to be the first guest whenever we whenever we do something new.
Keeping with tradition and contraction.
Yep.
Contraction. I'm here.
Contraction. Contractions. It's easier way to say like words in a short way. How are we looking? Are you were you looking on the YouTube feed
Yeah,
on your
looking good. We got 3 people in the chat too, but I didn't see it in your view.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Comments.
Who's
So,
chatting
but
in
we
the chat?
got Peace. We got my man JD. Peace. We got me. We got Steffi. So that's what
Steffi.
I'm seeing so far in the chat.
That's
So yeah,
interesting.
JD said peace. I said yo. Steffi said hey, looks and sounds good, Manny.
All right, bet. I hear a little echo in your voice. If our friends in the chat could just let us know if that's the case.
Okay.
Whether you have a little echo like I have an echo when I'm your show. If not,
Yeah,
then I'll take that. I can't see it. It's weird. I have a whole system going on, but you know, systems be systeming. And sometimes it doesn't work
That they do.
like you want. So I can't see the chat, but I'll figure that out later. That's next. Last time it didn't work and then I had to kick it in. So whatever. What's cool is that when I see the chat, then I'm able to like I can call up. I could do, you know, I can't do it here. I can call the chats up on the screen. So that's all. That's
I
all I'm
got
trying to do.
a note here. Should I read this next one too for you?
Yeah, sure. I guess you're the annotated note reader today.
So JD said everything sounds good except the audio fades each time the logo washes across the screen.
I've wondered about that. Thank you for that. That's actually really valuable. I'll just know to not talk when that happens. So but that's cool. I think there might be a way to keep it current, but knowing that, then that's good. Thank you for that tip. I've always wondered. This is new. I've changed. If you know, I've done this show. I've done it in audio format for a couple years, for a few years now. And then beginning of the year, we started doing it on streaming, you know, doing the video on YouTube. And then we were using one of the systems to do it. And now I've kind of branched off from the systems. This is all, you know, inside baseball, behind the scenes stuff. But I'm doing it sort of where I'm setting it up myself. And so I don't know. It's not like a system. It's like I'm very customized. I could do all the things I want to do. But you know, some of the technicalities. That's why we're doing a special pop-up stream. So anyway, thanks. I'm glad y'all are here.
K Swift, what up? K Swift tuning in from the West Coast. Peace and love.
That's what's up. Yo, good to see y'all, man. Really big one time for y'all. I see the SK sipping out some hypnotic, so that's cool. That's what's up. We're taking it back to the 90s. That's what's up. All right. So listen, before and of course now SK, you have to turn on your phone because you can only see me. You can't see what the people see. I did want to show one thing tonight. This is one of the stories that didn't make the newsletter. By the way, like I said, I have a newsletter, and it is it's a beautiful newsletter, and you can see it here, kind of a little bit of a snippet from it. It's on again, it's on Substack, so mannyfaces.substack.com. And the reason why I mention that is if you're not signed up to it, you really should be. If you're here, which means you care a little bit about what I do and you care maybe a little bit what SK does, and I don't know why the hell else you'd be here. You'd really would enjoy this newsletter. Let me ask the people, are you seeing me type things in the chat? Because I don't see y'all, but I'm putting stuff in the chat. So you don't see me?
Yes. No, I don't see you.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Even in the chat before, I saw it on your screen. I mean, like
Yeah.
on the YouTube screen, but
Yeah.
not in the actual chat.
That's interesting. All right. So for some reason, because it's not important. But anyway, the people on the screen can't see
We working it out.
mannyfaces.substack.com. We're working that part out where I can chat to y'all at the same time. But and it was really working the other day, and I can't remember what I did to make it work. So maybe I'm gonna try one thing, y'all, and then we're gonna keep it moving because I want to get y'all not here to you're definitely not here to be a you know, like guinea pig with me. Like I'm trying to figure this out. I'll try this one more time, and that didn't work, and then we'll keep moving. All right. So anyway, I'll figure it out. The good part is that I got my man Silent Night here, and we're gonna go over some of the hip hop news that isn't about dumb ish. Like I say, it sounds and looks a little something like this.
Hip hop news that isn't about dumb shit.
So this is something that I do again in the newsletter. We send them out, you know, every couple of weeks, whenever I can kind of get to it. But it's a beautifully curated list of. Sometimes I give you, a little bit of 2 cents, a little editorial, little manifesto, I like to call it. And then I have a list of curated hip hop news that isn't about dumb ish. So I'm going to run through a few of them. This might be stuff that you've seen if you know the newsletter. It might be some new stuff we're going to talk about. But regardless, I think it's the kind of stuff that if you love hip hop, if you love hip hop culture, if you love, hip hop being used for the greater good, you're going to want to know about these stories. And so here we are to try to help, share them because they're scattered. They're scattered around the web. First, I'm going to play this. This is tonight's video because it's a story about a young man named Mr. Old Dirty Bastard. And I think SK, you might have heard of this guy. But there's an authorized biography that has been created and is now being released on A&E networks. I think August 25th. And this was just announced the other day, and I have the trailer. So we're gonna play the trailer to the Old Dirty Bastard documentary. It's only a 30-second trailer; it won't last long. Here we go. Check.
Dirty Bastard comes when I'm on stage, and he's not me.
In the Wu-Tang, he was the soul. And when he left, it was a big loss for us.
He came to my office with his welfare card and said, I want this to be my album cover. He was very self-aware of the character he was portraying.
People think drugs were making him paranoid. It turned out that he was correct. There's a 95-page FBI file on Wu-Tang.
The government is on us. Dirt was ahead of his time on it.
So there you go. Did you hear it? SK, were you able to hear it?
No.
Yeah, that's a whole different screen. I gotta work that out. Well, the guest doesn't normally have to
I
hear.
see it on there, but
Yeah. So anyway, so that's coming out on the 25th, I think, dropping. It's been a couple of years. There have been other documentaries, certainly about Wu, but about even ODB. This is the first sort of authorized biography in that his wife was involved, his family, his estate was involved. So there you have that. And that's coming out. That was just announced. I'm now going to my YouTube page because I do want to see what do you call those things? Chats. So wife was involved, his fam. That's me. All right, I got you now. So I see you in the live chat. At least I can see y'all. So that's what's happening. A little ODB love. By the way, give this a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you're just tuning in for the first time. We have a couple of shows a week now, I guess, but we're not doing that permanently. I just tried something out. Normally we're Mondays live, 9 p.m. Last week we had a great conversation with a couple of hip hop educators that just came out with a book called the Bloomsbury Handbook for Hip Hop Pedagogy, which is a smart way of saying teaching through using hip hop and uplifting all the young people because everyone loves hip hop. Do you love hip hop, Jay? You do.
yeah. Hold on one second. I do love hip hop.
There you
What
go.
does JD say? Oh, we could hear it. Okay, cool. I thought you said
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
that is
I
good
didn't
to
take
know.
away. Yeah, I didn't take away the names behind it, but it was good. It looked good, right? It was nice. It was sharp. So I got the little format going on. I'll probably later put in a little TV or movie screen or something, make it look silly. But we'll figure it out. So right now, I just want to run through a few things here. Different views. I love it. Hip hop news that isn't about dumb ish. If you hadn't read this story, You should. It's the New York Times Magazine. This was the first thing we featured in last week's newsletter. I knew Diddy for years. What I now remember haunts me. And this was a story written by Danielle Smith, who was a longtime journalist. She's been in the game for a bunch of years. Married to Elliot Wilson, right? That's Elliot Wilson.
Oh, okay, got you, got you.
Yeah. And she worked in the business, and the subhead here is looking back on my life as a woman in the music industry, I'm unsettled by the inescapable sexism perpetrated by Sean Combs and others. It's a deeply personal New York Times Magazine story. It runs down sort of her history in the music business and seeing some of the negative things that have emerged from that, in particular revolving around Diddy. I'm never one to like really promote or push out the, I don't know, negative things attached to hip hop music and culture. There's plenty of people do that for us. This, I like the way it's framed because it's more, music industry. It's not framed as hip hop. Hip hop is not, to me, any more misogynistic or horrible a place to work or, a genre to be involved with than anybody else or any other, because it's just a reflection of people, and there's bad people in every, area, every walk of life. But it was a deeply personal story. We want to give her space. We want to give her that respect of showing someone who was deeply personally touched by her history in that field. So whether you support Puff, don't support him, doesn't matter. This story is out there and needed to be heard, so we shared it in the newsletter.
Indeed.
Yeah. Now, on a more betterer note, I mean, we had to share all kind of stuff, right? You know that NASA transmitted a hip hop song into space for the first time?
I heard something about that. Do you know what song it was?
I do know what song it was. This was recently. So NASA, and we're looking at the NASA article about this. NASA transmitted a hip hop song to deep space for the first time. It says, "The stars above and on Earth aligned" as an inspirational message and lyrics from the song "The Rain, Super Duper Fly" by hip hop artist Missy Elliott were beamed to Venus via NASA's DSN Deep Space Network. The largest and most sensitive telecommunications service of NASA's space communication. I love space. I love all that NASA stuff. The program has an array of giant radio antennas that allow missions to track, send commands, and receive scientific data. To date, the system has transmitted only one other song into space, making the transmission of Elliott's song a first for hip hop and for NASA. I don't know what the first song was, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I knew that once upon a time.
Was it one of your trivia questions for your stream on your Twitch streams?
Maybe.
That's wild.
It should be if it wasn't.
So yeah, Super Duper Fly, I Can't Stand the Rain was sent up into space over to Venus. So any Venusians hiding behind the surface are rocking out to Missy Elliott. It traveled over. I know people think this is like, some people would be like, we got like starving people on the corner and like you sending things to space, songs into space. But I think it's all important. We can do both. We can do everything. It traveled about 158 million miles. And apparently Venus is Missy Elliott's favorite planet. So there you go.
All right. Okay.
That's what's up. Fun fact, my dog is named Mississippi. Right. And sorry.
Mississippi Elliott.
Yeah, I forgot to bring you back. My dog's name Mississippi, and then we middle named her Elliott. So my dog's name is Mississippi Elliott. Yep. Arcane says, didn't they launch a vinyl back in the days? Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think in a inside of a capsule. Actually, no.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Gemini. I'm trying to remember. Like, I know some of these things, strangely enough. But yeah, it was kind of put into a capsule and sent out. And we could look that up right now. But I like the idea. The Voyager. That's it. Voyager. The Voyager message is carried. Oh, we can put this on the screen now because look, I got this thing. Remember? Look, hold on. Where we at? There we are. So they sent here you go. The Voyager message is carried by a phonograph record, a 12-inch gold-plated copper disc containing sounds and images selected to portray the diversity of life and culture on Earth. It was launched in 1977, and it's just flying out into space somewhere. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Just sent out. So it's more like a recording of Earth sounds. I don't know what the first song. Let's find out. Like who got it before us. First song beamed to space. Oh, that makes sense. The first song was the Beatles' "Across the Universe." And that was sent towards a star. That was sent toward the North Star, actually, which is named Polaris, if you didn't know. And it's located 431 light years away. And so the Beatles song was sent to the star, and the Missy Elliott song was sent to Venus. So that's cool. It was interesting stuff. I thought it was pretty interesting. It's one small step for hip hop, one giant leap for hip hop kind.
Yeah.
Shouts to Megan Thee Stallion. We posted a story because she created a program in Houston. You know, Houston had gotten hit with bad weather.
Yeah.
And her sexy ass decided to do some. Did I say that? I'm sorry. She partnered with an organization called Bread of Life to launch the Emergency Power Program through her foundation. She has a foundation called the Pete and Thomas Foundation. I don't know much more about that, but I'd like to find out. I love when artists, have legitimate foundations or legitimate charities. And of course, Hurricane Beryl pummeled the Houston area. Megan Thee Stallion. You hear a lot of stuff about P-rap and strip hop, these days. You know what I mean? I don't quite have the problem with it. Some of our ancestral brethren have.
Ancestral brethren.
You know what I mean? Like, rap girl, like, I don't care. Like, talk your talk. It's all good to me. Because I know if that I want different content from women, I could find that too. So it really doesn't bother me one way or the other. But it's nice to see a story that isn't about that out in the news. Again, that's not something I saw in most hip hop media. I came across it through another website, so I tried to share that kind of stuff. So that was interesting. Hey, do you watch The Simpsons, Silent Night? Are you a Simpsons fan?
Yeah, I would say so. I've been watching The Simpsons for like my whole life, pretty much.
The Simpsons predicted everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
So apparently
it's a running thing.
Yeah, in 1996, The Simpsons said that what do you call it? In the Homer Palooza episode, that Cypress Hill would be performing at the Royal Albert Hall, which is in London. The London home of the London Sympathy
Symphony, not sympathy.
Sympathy Orchestra.
I like that, the Sympathy Orchestra.
Thank you. It's my best Mike Tyson impression.
Hey, yo.
And so now they're gonna be predicting. They've predicted the future again because apparently Cypress Hill will be performing at the London Symphony Orchestra,
as was written. Yeah.
As in accordance with prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's wild. We thought that was fun to share. We thought that was a cool story to share. Yeah.
And did it again. Symphony Hall. Yeah.
Sympathy Hall. Symphony Hall. So weird that I can't get this thing to connect to my chat. I'm still trying to. Anyway, thanks. Listen, if you're rocking with us, thank you. Thank you for rocking with us. If you're walking, if you're doing a WAP with us. If you're doing a WAP with us tonight, SK, give us a taste of what's happening in New Brunswick on August 10th, 2000, in the year of the Lord, 2024. You are involved. I am as well involved in a wonderful project that's happening. While you're here, let's tell the peoples about our escapades, our endeavors in New Brunswick.
August 10th, a great event. It's not in New Brunswick, actually. So don't PM New Brunswick that day. But
that'd be horrible.
It wouldn't be horrible, but you would miss the event, I guess. or you could take a short drive or train ride and be at the event because it's right in Newark, New Jersey.
Right. Nobody
So
wants
right
that.
right in Newark, New Jersey, close to the train station, right across the street from Prudential Center.
Yeah.
We're doing the Hip Hop 50. In a way, it's like the second annual event because last year myself, Monk, General Siblicker, and and a few people threw an event in New Brunswick. This is the second event for for us this time in Newark, but basically it's once again celebrating all four elements. The theme of this year though is the historic Olympics, basically the breaking being in the Olympics for the first time.
Right.
So it's going to be a watch party for that, actually being able to watch on the screens. On the 10th will be the men's finals, and the day before is the women's finals. So we're also trying to have that play also from the day before.
Yeah.
But yeah, men's finals on the 10th. So watching that plus having live breaking, having DJs, having virtual graffiti again, VR graffiti, and having
VR
MCs.
graffiti. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. My brother Arcane, Arcane in the chat. Hey, bet, Abbott, doing that again this year and last year. DJs this time we got my man Mixmaster Nice DJing. We have a youth DJ Maja DJing.
Okay.
We
All
got
elements being represented. I love
all
it.
elements being represented. Definitely B-boy Irv and maybe some youth B-boys or B-girls and some other B-boys or B-girls with him. And then we have Zakasi performing. We have myself performing. First time doing a live solo set, official set in over a year. And we have Rod Digga headlining the show.
Come on, Rod Digger.
Yeah. And I'm probably forgetting stuff. I am forgetting stuff because also with the Olympics competitive spirit and all that, we having a space tournament, Uno tournament, dominoes, like having games and all types of stuff for people, and a beat battle too. So it's a lot happening. It's a lot happening. It's all day basically. It's in the 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We'll say.
What's the Instagram again? Hip Hop.
The Instagram is, I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
HH or is it hip hop? It's HH50NB, like Hip Hop 50 New Brunswick.
That's it.
Yeah, HH50NB.
I didn't have it on, so I want to make sure we had it here so people can see
Aspects of the show and all that. So yeah, that's August 10th, daytime in Newark.
August 10th, daytime, Newark, New Jersey, Brick City, where I used to rest for a good 5 years. I'm showing the things you just talked about. It didn't occur to me to actually bring them up while you were talking. Rod Digger, Red's Beer Garden.
Manny, remember every time that the thing goes on the screen, it goes completely blank. Sorry,
I know. Right. That's why I said it, because you were talking during the bloosh. So I repeated what you said during the bloosh. I'm adjusting. I'm adjusting on the fly. I'd like to see Rod Digger. I'm mad. Y'all haven't flued me out, but it's all good. I might.
You out. I know.
You know what I mean? But yeah, here it is.
Like, now I'm thinking of Flulu from the Battle of the Arias.
The Battle of the Arias.
Yeah, but yes, we got
Flulu. Yeah. Olympic breakdancing, breakdancing. You know, it's funny we're talking about, like, you know, how breakers prefer the term breaking, but sometimes to get the people's attention, you gotta say breakdancing because that's what it's known as.
Exactly.
So it's like you can't be like, oh, we breaking shit in Newark. They're like, what? Wait, I don't want to come out. Y'all just breaking shit. No, we breaking. No, I don't understand. I'm older now. I don't. No. It's a break dance. Oh, break dance. So I get
exactly. Breaking shit in Newark reminds me of a award-winning episode called "While We Riot" of the Newsbeat podcast. But
there you go.
But yeah, exactly. Breakdancing for the casuals, so to speak, or just for people to know exactly what you're talking about. Like you said, we word it as breakdancing sometimes.
There you go, for the normies. Arcane says, I'm so mad I can't pop up these chats.
Make sure you cop the cool merch from Abbott too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why can't I?
Yeah, I know. I wish you could be up here for that too, man.
Oh no doubt. Oh, I appreciate that. It's all relatively good.
Relatively good. But yeah, definitely looking forward. I've been putting my set together, going over stuff. You know, there's gonna be it's gonna be dope. I'm definitely looking forward.
That's what's up. I am I'm just trying to I'm really trying to get this chat to work. Anyway, how we doing so far, y'all? This is a new thing. Just wanted to make sure that we maybe did a pop up, maybe a different day. Like some of y'all not around Mondays. Like we stream pretty much live every Monday night, 9 p.m. And
Yep.
I talk to the people who are, doing all this like really cool stuff in hip hop. Whether it's educators, teaching artists, what do you call it? Mental health professionals. We've had people doing hip hop theater, like anything that's like just a little bit different from just entertainment. Like I'm not gonna have just any old person, come on the show and be like, "Oh, I do hip hop." Like that's not. There's plenty of places for that. Although I may break the rule for a friend of ours. But that being said, I don't want to set a precedent, but but that being said, if you like what you're seeing tonight and you can buy me a coffee. That'd be great. You can buy me a coffee. You don't have to do it like once a month. Patreon.com/Manny Faces. You can kind of go in and you can support that way. So we can keep this thing going. I'm actually able to, not able to. I'm working on ways to finance this, make it bigger, better, stronger, faster, because more people need to know about these wonderful stories in hip hop that you don't hear a lot about. Obviously, what you're doing in Newark/New Brunswick over the last couple of years might get drowned out. It might get overshadowed by the things that are happening in New York proper, but it's no less relevant. Obviously, we talked on this show many times about the importance of local hip hop, local scenes. There would be no New York hip hop if it wasn't for, Long Island, Brooklyn, Yonkers, shouts to my man, Andrew Wang, big supporter of the show. New Brunswick, as you talked about before, sort of has that stopping ground between Pennsylvania and New York. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of history in the, what do you call it? In the in-betweens, you know what I mean? In the borough, in the outer boroughs. So
Definitely. Yeah, Jersey, and in each city or place in Jersey or other places, like you said, has their own stuff too.
Yep.
So, I mean, Newark obviously is historic in hip hop. Like
Sure.
New Brunswick might not have a lot of people who people know of, so to speak, through there. But
yeah, but you said
in
this is a music hub, Music City, right? It was like how many people stopped in and did college
Hub
shows at
City.
Rutgers?
Yeah.
This guy named
live shows at Court Tavern. Yeah.
Court Tavern, right? Some guy named Loud Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite rappers from
Notorious out there, infamous.
Loud Bishop. He was a bad man. You know what I mean? But yeah, Silent Night is in the mix. I'm still trying to get this thing to work quietly in the background, but I'm not gonna be able to do it. So we're gonna have to leave it out.
Can I do more shout outs?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Besides the show, you reminded me of something that
of your Jeep.
My man Jim Stevens. You remind me.
Do I remind you of your Jeep? That's weird.
No, man.
Okay. Okay.
No, but no, my man Jim Stevens just came out with an album that I'm on 2 different tracks on.
Let's go.
And I'm on those tracks with none other than Doodlebug from Diggable Planets, aka C Knowledge, on both of the tracks. And
sounds delicious.
Hezekiah from Philly did both beats, the foundation of the beats, and then we have a bunch of musicians on there, Jimmy himself and a bunch of other people. But yeah. So I'll leave that in the chat too. Actually, it's on streaming and all that. But this is the link to the Bandcamp if people want it. So I think I did that correctly, but I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I don't know if that worked, but all good. Yeah, maybe you might have it disabled, like people can't put links, so I'm not sure. I see your link, but mine looks like just words, like not a link.
I don't like that.
Not a clickable link.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I don't see yours at all. I might be delayed, but okay. Bandcamp. What's his name on there? Do you know?
Jim Stevens. Jim Stevens 504. So just be JIM Stevens.
I got it. What's the latest album? Not Pick Your Poison.
Yeah, Pick Your Potion. The Blues.
All right, Pick Your Potion. I can't read. All right. Well, I'm allowed to put links.
Used to saying.
There you go. That's what's up. All right. Cool.
Yeah, my link got deleted. All right, there we go. That's the.
All right. I guess maybe I have things set up that aren't. I don't know are set up.
Anti-spam.
We getting there. Friends. So once again, yes. So on Monday nights we definitely have, and really, and again, look at that. Support the show. Look, it just popped up on the screen. It's giving you the chance to also become a member at patreon.com/manyfaces. I gotta tell you, after last Monday, we've got 3 new Patreon supporters, bro. So the thing I do in the beginning, I never played the intro to this show. We just got right into it. How could I?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a new show, like a different Offspring.
I know, but I like the intro so
today,
much. No, I didn't make a new intro for this show. Anyway,
an intro, 36 minutes into.
Let's do it. This is the, let's start the show, y'all. Let's go.
Many faces.
You sick for this one. Sick for this one. Sick for this one.
The thing about hip hop today is it's smart. It's insightful. The way that they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. And a lot of these kids, they're not going to be reading the New York Times. That's not how they're getting their information.
My hip hop will rock and shock the nation. Hip hop culture is more than music.
Peace to you and speak the truth. Show 'em what peace can do in their race for you.
My hip hop will rock and shock the nation. Rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live.
So hip hop didn't invent anything, but hip hop reinvented everything.
This is Baby Girl Faces. And this episode is brought to you by
Silent Night, Andrew Wang, Austin R, Mark E, Jesse G, Toast, Nicholas S, Brianna C, Steffi, Kath, Morgan, who doesn't pay anymore, Raphael Travis, Patrick, Chris J, Adam K, Tony P, Jamie F, Sarah R, Elliot Gann, and AJ Woodson. We got to add Lauren to that. We got to add Darren to that. And we got to add, oh my God, someone else. And then Marty bought a shirt from the Hip Hop Save America shop. So it's been a great week. People are loving what we're doing and they're supporting, and that's so super helpful. So super helpful. So we appreciate y'all. Yay.
Love it.
It's what help keeps the lights on. So I appreciate y'all. So once again, if you feel inclined, if you're able, we have tiers like $5 a month. It's nothing. I know a lot of people are doing this, and there's a lot of artistic folks that are, kind of, and I get it. It's all good. The least you could do, if you can't do any of that, please make sure you've thumbed up this video. You can do that right now on YouTube. Make sure you've subscribed, you've turned on notifications, and if you want to give it a quick share, that'd be great too. Again, we come back every Monday, 9 o'clock. It's the show proper. We normally do this. We normally do the hip hop news that's not about dumb ish. And then we come back and we do some banter, and then we have an interview. What I did was I broke this part out and decided to do it on a pop-up because Monday was a really long interview, and so I didn't want the show to go on so long. So I said, let's do it on the Wednesday and get some new folks involved, and maybe you didn't even know we do this on Monday, and now you do. So I appreciate y'all for coming through. Once again, shouts to everyone in the chat. I know that Sincere was in there, Steffi was in there, K Swift, the homie, was in there, Arcane, I think, is still up in the piece. So we appreciate you. Thumbs up, make sure you getting the notifications. We may do shows here and there. I'll do a couple more of these stories, and we're gonna keep it short and sweet tonight. We're not gonna do an hour and a half show, but I definitely enjoy spreading some of these interesting stories out. We did, of course, hip hop education is a big thing for us, and so whenever we see stories about people using hip hop in schools or what have you, let's play a little clip. I'm not gonna play the whole instrument. This is the whole interview, but this is in DC.
The teacher turned hip hop artist inspiring kids with the power of music. His new album, Move with Mr. Prather Volume 2, just dropped last month. Take a listen.
We're always gonna have fun. Let's go. Let me see you move with Mr. Prather. You can do it too. Move with Mr. Prather. Let me see you move with Mr. Prather. You can move to a Mr. Prather's classroom. Tell me what's your favorite classroom. You know it's Mr. Prather's classroom. Tell me what's your favorite classroom. You know it's Mr. Prather's classroom. Let me see.
All right, you know what? I think we got a bop for the summer with the kids.
I like that. Hey.
You may also recognize Mr.
Hip hop polka.
Appearance on on shows like Ellen. This morning, though, he is here live to talk with us about this new album, Teaching, and so much more. So thank you so much for being with us.
Yes.
And first, my condolences.
Yeah.
I saw about your grandmother.
Thank you. That was my girl.
You are doing so many awesome things. I've
Yes.
known you for some time now, and I just feel like there's always something new because your heart is just that big
Yes.
for our youth.
Yes.
This new children's album, I'm telling you, I feel like adults are going to be up
I'm already
dancing to
That
this,
was
right?
amazing, yeah.
Tell me the inspiration behind it.
So, again, thank you, too. But being an educator, you kind of you get a feel for what's going on in the classroom. And I know for my kids and the kids that we serve, music is such a thing for us. It's a thing, as you've seen, like, you felt something, and kids they feel the same things that we do. So to be able to teach them through music, and I kind of call it, like, hiding the medicine in the candy. You know, like, I know the songs that they sing. I know the music that they listen to.
I kind of say that's a phrase we shouldn't really be using anymore these days. The hiding the medicine in the candy for the kids. Like it's just
gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway.
So why not kind of mimic that, but give them, like, let's learn your opposites. Let's learn your colors. Let's learn your ABCs. And let's dance. Let's have fun. So, yeah, just sneaking that, just sneaking that medicine in there. But
yeah.
I love it.
There's a reason why you want to pour back into the universe.
For sure.
So there's a reason why you want to give back to the kids.
For sure.
I want to ask you, what is that inspiration that makes you want to go ahead and give back?
Well, you could find out if you subscribe.
I was just gonna say it's in the newsletter.
It's in the newsletter. You would have got this story. You would have got this story if you subscribed to the newsletter. So make sure you're subscribed. Okay. Mannyfaces.substack.com. Don't forget, this is a free newsletter. We put it out. It's really got good stories like this, like really uplifting stories. You don't hear enough of these stories about hip hop, and so that's what we do. So again, mannyfaces.substack.com. It's an easy sign up. It is free. You can give us a few dollars to the cause there as well if you feel so inclined, but you don't have to. It's free. Carolina Hip Hop Institute, same kind of deal. Summer school students dive into beats at the music department's Carolina Hip Hop Institute. They learn to make beats, rap, and DJ. What I love about this, and I talk to people that do this kind of work all the time, is there's a lot of people outside of the culture that might say, hey, who cares? Why are kids in summer school like doing rap and beats and stuff? And it may seem like it's a frivolous activity or a waste of time, especially if you have a negative perception about hip hop and all the things that it offers to the world. But we know, we who advocate and love hip hop music and culture know that the music and the culture offer so many things besides what you may attribute to it. So when I hear even our own folk, even our own hip hop heads talking so many terrible things about the culture, and I'm like, yeah, but this is happening too. And when you have a summer school where kids learn how to make beats, rap, and DJ, they do it. They're being instructed. They're being shown by the elders. So they're learning that respect for the elders, respect for the craft, respect for the old school. But also, we're not saying, hey, you got to do it like us. Show us what you got, young folk. Like, there's a mutual kind of thing here happening. And if that's not like a use of hip hop for the greater good, I don't know what is, because we always talk about this disconnect between generations and getting them to understand and respect and use it as a form of expression. And they're literally doing that all over the place. This is just a one of many that we talk about at the Carolina Hip Hop Institute at the University of North Carolina. So we wanted to shine light on that, because most people don't think these things exist. They only have this negative perception, and it's having kids being in a safe space, learning how to express themselves, learning how to interact with technology, learning how to interact with their cohorts. Like, oh, you make beats, oh, I rap, let's work together. Oh, we need an artist for the mixtape cover. And these summer camps are just invaluable. As I always say, every failed rap, every person who aspired to be a rap artist one day, myself included, couldn't be like Silent Night, who ends up being a recording artist and Raucous Records and puts out records and does songs with Inspector Deck and does all this great stuff. Well, we rap too. Like we just never got there. But what we did was we learned how to communicate better. We learned how to express ourselves better. We learned how to be a better public speaker. Maybe that helps us in our job or in our school, schooling or whatever. And that's what hip hop can do. Even if you don't become a star, even if you don't go out and make it in that business, these are transferable life skills. So when we see something like this, we big it up over here and we say, nah, whatever you or your peoples are thinking, there's a whole lot more to it than that. Nope. You ever get involved in anything like this when you were younger? Like because this stuff didn't exist when we were young, bro. That's the whole thing. Like,
Yeah,
if I
this
could have
type
gone
of
to
stuff
hip
when I
hop
was
summer
young.
camp,
Yeah, now when I was a kid or when I was young, yeah, like I mean, no. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember if there was anything, like as an adult, I've gotten involved with, going to schools and doing stuff on that
right,
end. But I don't know if there was anything even available around. At least I wasn't aware of it when I was coming up. Yeah.
right. Like, it just seems
Mhm.
like obviously these things didn't, exist to the extent that they do today. But,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah, yep.
but
Exactly.
but like I say, it's actually you know, it's taken stuff that we learned to do organically. Like,
Mhm.
when I was coming up, when you were coming up, we were in the lunchroom, we was banging on a table, we just rhymed, we was
Yeah.
spitting, we found community, right? Like that's part of what hip
Mhm.
hop does really well. We found community, we found like-minded folk. We found folks that maybe we didn't agree with each other's lifestyle, but you said it in a way that I'm saying it like through this rap medium or whatever. And so now I'm gonna listen a little bit more because we came to this common ground where if I did
Mhm.
an essay and you did a poem, we might not even see eye to eye, but we both rapping, so we could
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. Something like that would be, it wasn't like a whole program and stuff, but like what you just said reminded me of like maybe I was already in 11th grade, I believe, like, in high school, but towards the end of high school, I had a couple of really dope teachers, don't get me wrong, like uh way before that too. But then this particular year I had a teacher who was just, yeah, like very much so was hip hop was a part of what connected me and that teacher, and and opened me up to learning chess and like the free
Mm.
period in his class, but also like during the free period or like study hall in his same class, he would play sometimes he would play like Jill Scott, Erica Badu, some instrumentals, or but then also like um every once in a while, even in those, he would play Wu and Nas and like X Clan, like all different type of stuff. Or me and him then started to like really connect through that. So like then we would build even more about hip hop and stuff like that. And we
Yeah.
ended up writing a rhyme. Like I would pass it to him like on a paper, and he would keep writing it. And then like the next day or another day, he would give it back to me with what he wrote added onto it. And then
Oh,
I would
nice.
write more and give it back to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
like hip hop pen pals.
Yeah. So it wasn't an official program, but like that's
Right.
something that was really dope to me, like to have a teacher like that. Yeah.
I don't know, and people can see it now on the screen. I don't know how many of these are still exist, but there are several hip hop chess clubs and hip hop and chess
Yeah.
programs around the country.
Word.
This
Yeah,
one's
that's
in
dope.
Milwaukee. I know there's what's the one in California? I want to say his name is Adisa. Yeah, Adisa
Okay.
Banjoko,
Okay.
known as Adisa the Bishop, is the founder of the Hip Hop Chess Federation, which
Now
combines
Bishop?
hip hop.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
Bishop. Yeah, not he's the Bishop. You're the Silent
Wow.
Knight. He's Adisa
Yeah.
the Bishop.
All
Y'all
right.
probably cousins. The Hip Hop Chess Federation combines hip hop chess and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu to teach positive life strategies to at risk and incarcerated youth. So this is a if you know situation. I know this
Okay.
guy. I know who he is, and I've been wanting to have him on the show for the longest time. But you
Nice.
mentioned like hip hop and chess. There is, and of course RZA. You know what I mean? Wu-Tang and
Yeah, I
all.
was gonna say RZA and Jizza does a lot of that too. I know
Yep.
like they've done some live chess playing and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So there's definitely a hip hop and chess, connection. Just like there's a hip hop and kung fu flicks, and there's a hip hop,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean?
Also Wu. No, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Wu just took all of that, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we got
Nah,
that.
that's
We'll
cool.
get it." So word. Yeah, man. So that's what's up. Pretty dope. Hip hop and chess. Yeah, we'd like to know more about that. We got to definitely get Adisa Benjoko. I've known him
Yeah.
known about him for a long time, and it's like I have a whole list of people. But anyway, so
Word.
again, this is what we like to call a little something that sounds and looks like.
Hip hop news that isn't about dumb shit.
So if you're just tuning in or you're just checking us out or you're watching on the replay, this is something that we do on the main show, which is Mondays, 9 p.m. Hip Hop Could Save America, the live stream. I'm trying something out. I could keep doing this. This is kind of fun. I don't know if I'm going to commit to 2 nights a week. I'm, so if you could join me on Mondays, that'd be nice.
Yes,
if you could
definitely come back Monday.
yeah, if you make sure you're subscribed and you turn on notifications so you don't, because we live busy lives. I'll give you a couple more stories and then we can get out of here. SK, you good for like another 10 minutes?
I'm good for another 10 minutes. And speaking of staying busy, tomorrow night I'm hopefully back on my Twitch stream.
That's right. Let's not forget that you also do the streaming thing. You're on Twitch, twitch.tv/Silent Night is busy. And you do the Thursday night jump off. And sometimes I jump on to jump off because sometimes you got to jump on and show streamers. You know what I mean? And so we on there doing that thing. Shouts to Toast. He joins us. We have some good, we have trivia.
Toast.
We do, we play videos. We,
videos, trivia. Banter, write rhymes on the stream.
That's right. You write live rhymes during the show. That's like kind of an amazing thing.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
So join us if you're in here and you haven't joined us on there. Definitely, if you're interested in that, come on over.
Yes, indeedy. We wrote graffiti on the bus. So that being said, a couple more stories. From the. This is from the Hip Hop Can Save America newsletter, which you can get for free at mannyfaces.substack.com.
You sick for this one?
You sick for this one?
Many faces. You sick for this one?
Look at that. I'm whipping through things. So you can get that there and get it for free. Chat. It's in the. You can do that. Hey, Steffi.
Hey-o.
And you get all these stories. Look, listen, take a lot of work. Look at all the stuff I got. Oh, and what I've done now, if you're a paid member, now you can be a paid member on Patreon or you can be a paid member on Substack. There's a secret section of Manny's new music picks.
All right.
So we'll skip ahead and then we'll come back. So this week, this last newsletter went out like I don't know, a few days ago. Whenever I have no concept of time. Here's what you missed if you don't get the paid version, because this now is a sneak peek because some of y'all don't get the paid version. It is what it is. Music drops. By the way, this guy Silent Night, he's always at the top of the list. I'm not sure how that happens. He's always the first one. Restoration Volume 3. Now available on Bandcamp. You can listen to it on Spotify or on Apple Music. So he's always there because he's a supporter of the show. Some of the recent music drops include Gangsta Grass, the blackest thing on the menu. If you noticed, if you read my newsletter a couple weeks ago, I wrote a piece about Gangsta Grass, a really interesting group, cool friends of ours, I think we could say.
Yeah. And you saw them live recently?
Saw them live out here in Georgia. Gangsta Grass. I'll go back and just real quick put up the image so people are watching. This is so cool. Look at this. The screen. Oh God, this is so dope. Anyway, so what's great about this group is they combine bluegrass music and hip hop. And as I've often said, on paper that sounds really, really interesting or really, really stupid. It can go either way. And it really can. It can go either way. But for them, it goes well. And they do it not only in the blending of the genres and the musicality, and they have great musicians and a couple dope rappers. Shouts to our son, shouts to Dolio. That they actually spit. Like, these are real spitters. These are folk that could be rappers if they were just rappers, and then the musicians could have been just like bluegrass musicians if they just wanted to do bluegrass. But so the blending of them is really respectful. It's super respectful of each of the genres. Bluegrass, obviously, sort of a precursor, I guess you'd say, to country music. Black folk had a hand in all of this stuff, so it's very respectful of the seeds of both of the genres and how they should intertwine. They also mix a lot of social justice and sort of unifying language in their lyrics, in their songs, and then they go play like bluegrass festivals in the middle of, like, hillbilly elegy, wherever JD Vance is from, you know what I mean? Like in the middle of those like fields and those festivals where you don't expect the bluegrass band to have a couple of dope rappers in it, and then on top of that, have them be talking about racism in your face. It's just something that shouldn't exist. It's a complete paradox. It also shouldn't be this good, but it is. And they're dope, and their energy is dope. And so I wrote this piece in the in the newsletter about the feeling I got, and it was funny, was I actually was on the way to that show when ex-President Trump got shot. And that whole
Oh, that was
kerfuffle
that same
was
day.
happening as I was on the way. I was driving like an hour away out in Georgia. And so all of this is going on, and there's all this talk about unity the next day. Even the Republican Party, even Trump himself talking about we need to come together. This is crazy. We need to come together. You know, all this like talk the next day that instantly went out the window. And I said, you know, what's funny? I was just at a show, and I'm not naive enough to think that going to a show and having a bunch of white people in the audience and rappers on stage doing bluegrass music is like all of a sudden kumbaya and we can all, can we all just get along? But I got to tell you, there were people in that crowd that maybe, white folk who are bigoted or don't have a connection to the culture. It's on them to, shred their shackles of bigotry, right? It's not on people of color to convince white people that they should do the right thing, right?
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Bob.
Yo, Bob Knudsen. Thank you. Oh, he said it was a very well written piece. Thank you. I wish I could put that on the screen. Next week I will. I'll figure it out. But the fact of the matter is that when you talk about unity, what I saw was a unifying force, and it has to do with hip hop.
Yeah.
And I saw people in that crowd that might not normally have been open or receptive to rap music, to black folk in general. And maybe, and some were like all into it. They're just hopping up and down and just, they loved it. I'm not gonna get me wrong. Gangsta Grass show is a turn up. And there's some in the background that are like, I don't know about all the, you can just tell, you can see, I watch the people, I watch the crowds more than I watch the artists sometimes because I want to see reactions. And I could tell, and listen, again, let's not be naive. People, white folk have loved, artists of color for decades. Doesn't mean they love people of color, right? They love the music, but don't love the people. They love the culture, but don't love the people. But I'm saying, in the path to loving the people, sometimes they come in through the culture, and their intersections or their interactions. And so I do believe that there's something to be said for the unifying power of hip hop. Like I said, it's not a magic bullet. We shouldn't use that term in this context. But anyway, something the Gangsta Grass has shows me what hip hop has.
You say, are you saying that hip hop could save America? Is that what you're saying?
That's oh my God, I never thought of that. Hip hop can save America from its societal ills and original sins. Yes, I should do a show. Let me write this down.
Go with that.
Yes.
Hey, yo. You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
So listen, anyone checking us out, this is Hip Hop Can Save America, the pop-up show. I'm always starting new things. We're here. You can support this show because it says so right there. It's a pretty good time to say, God damn, this guy's doing some really great work. Maybe I should support this show. You can. Don't be afraid. You can get us on Patreon. We have a free newsletter, and we're here Monday nights also. So I'm not sure if this is a permanent thing where we're breaking out, but we're doing some hip-hop news. It isn't about dumb ish. And we're going to wrap it up soon. I keep saying that, but I just want to get a few more things out while we have you. We talked about hip hop going to outer space. That was interesting.
Yep.
Des Moines, Iowa, a hotbed for hip hop. It's not, but it's probably every city got hip hop.
Yeah.
Has a.
I know somebody that used to bring people out there for like college shows and stuff.
That's right. I'm saying that's what's great. What's great about it is that every city, every country in the world. Actually, I was talking about this with Mark Katz. Used to be the guy who ran the Next Level hip hop ambassadorship program. So where the U.S. State Department sends groups of hip hop artists around the world as teaching artists. And he was saying,
Rodiga just went out there. Somewhere.
Oh, where she was one of the Next Levels? That's what's up. We know a lot of people has done Next Level.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Ill Spoken's done Next Level. Far Beyond, just Mecha Godzilla, just tons of people that we know have done Next. It's a great program. And if if you're like, what is he talking about? Go back to the archives of the Hip Hop Can Save America podcast. You can always go to hiphopcansaveamerica.com for everything. If you're not sure and you want to watch a replay or hear a podcast or contact us or find out who the hell I am, can I hire him to speak? Yes. Just go to hiphopcansaveamerica.com. But I was talking to him and he was telling me that he did something that I did like independently, where we checked. Again, we both did this independent of each other, and then we talked about it. We laughed, ha 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 ha, because we both did the same thing. But we went down like the list of countries that have been designated as countries. Like the United Nations has a list of countries, right? That have, that are all, all the names of all the countries. And it's some places we've heard of, and some places we haven't heard of, like, Vinu Vishtu. There's some weird country that I'd never heard of, and it's all the way down the list. It's like small, one of like the islands, like the Philippine Islands. There's like 17 like nation islands out there. Like I'd never heard of this place. There's like 200 something countries. I'd never heard of this one, and I Googled it. I was like, hip hop Vinu Vishtu or whatever it was, and there was like some dude in the corner like breaking, like doing some hip hop stuff, like in Vinu Vishtu.
Every
single country. So he said he did it like for every country. I just did it for like, I spot checked it. Like I went there, I was like, there's no country on earth. So there's no country on earth where there isn't hip hop. And similarly, there's no city in America, certainly, that doesn't have a hip hop presence. And in Des Moines, Iowa, Swan Project is a ballet and hip hop, intersection. So again, we wanted to, there's so much good stuff happening that intertwines with hip hop on an authentic basis. We don't want gimmicks. We're not trying to find out who's doing like the cool, let's do the hip hop for kids. No, authenticity has to be at the heart of it. I thought this was a great project, authentic ballet, authentic, just like Gangsta Grass, authentic bluegrass. When you come with authenticity, this is why hip hop is this is why hip hop was one of those most unifying factors in humankind, because when you come with authenticity, real recognize real, and you're accepted, and you bring something new to the table. It's like a potluck, right? You bring something new to the feast, and we welcome that. We want that flavor. We want that taste. It's not my flavor. It's not your flavor. It's a different flavor, and that's hip hop. And you bring it to the table, whether it's through breaking in a cipher or rapping. Like you come correct. You have respect for you don't even have to be good. Like, it's good if you're good. But with hip-hop, it's like, oh, no, you could just be trying. Like, you could be serious. As long as you're authentic, respectful of the craft and the culture, you're welcomed in. That's a very humanistic, beautiful way to, live. And so we like to highlight these stories where I feel there's that connection, that intersection of authenticity with the culture. And that was another one.
Indeed.
All right, lastly, one of the other things you get if you sign up for the Vanglorious newsletter, manlyfaces.substack.com. I hope you're all subscribed. You will also get a list of, and this is free, the only thing behind a paywall is the music picks for the week. But if you sign up to the, newsletter, you'll get these upcoming dope and interdisciplinary hip-hop events. So sure, there's concerts. I'm sure your town got concerts. There's concerts everywhere. We're out here. I'm in Atlanta. You're right outside New York. There's concerts and things to go to. I don't care about. I do care, and I share them like on Instagram and stuff when I can. I signal boost people's stuff. But here we like to highlight things that, again, kind of hip hop stuff you probably won't see bigged up even on your hip hop media sites. To be honest, they don't peddle in this kind of stuff, and mainstream media might or might not. And so real quick, just a few interesting things coming up. A couple of these are old because we passed. DC, and I'm very big city biased here. DC, Atlanta, New York, LA, Newark, of course. But if you know some events that are happening that kind of fit this bill, all you got to do is reach out. We put them on a newsletter. 1,500 people get this newsletter every 2 weeks or so, especially if it's your event. I'd love to amplify it and signal boost it. So please let us know. DC got a bunch of cool things happening. On the 27th, there's a thing called DMV Made, which is a culture and wellness festival. thrown by Arts for Everybody and our friends at Words, Beats, and Life. Words, Beats, and Life is a great hip-hop oriented nonprofit based out in D.C. I've been on their radio show. Mazi Mutafa, the executive director, has been on Hip Hop Can Save America. So if you're in D.C., this is a great family-friendly festival. Stages of performers, hands-on workshops, all kind of arts and music. They do a great job of there. If you're in the D.C. area, please look up Words, Beats, and Life. They throw an amazing amount of events. They're very often in schools, in the area, in the DMV area, bringing workshops to kids using hip hop and poetry and all kind of the arts. Of course, here, like I said, once again, August 10th, the Olympic Breakdance and Watch Party happening in Newark, New Jersey, Brick City in the house. You'll definitely want to check that out. Yo, SK, when you watch this back, you're going to be like, yo, this is like magic. Things are coming on the screen. It's all 3D looking. It's beautiful. I'm beautiful. It's so dope. You're beautiful too, but I'm beautiful. For the week of August 11th through the 18th, the Hip Hop Film Festival in New York City. So this is really cool. I've actually seen, I wanted to collect a few trailers. I've seen a couple of interesting trailers. Maybe this coming Monday, we'll play a couple more. This is coming up, again, August 11th to the 18th. I'm not sure where they're, the Harlem Film House, the Hip Hop Film Festival. So a week long. I mean, just like Sundance or, any of these other film festivals. This one's the Hip Hop Film Fest. There's a couple of cool, I want to put this link. You can get all this if you just sign up to the newsletter, y'all. I mean, it's fun to, kick it with us on screen and be here. But also don't sleep. Sign up for, I'm gonna put that in there too. Sign up for the newsletter, y'all. Don't front. The more you do, the more I get to show people the cool stuff we're doing, and then we can do it more. This is not hip hop related at all. But Washington, D.C., once again, August 19th to the 22nd is a huge conference called Podcast Movement, and it celebrates the podcast industry. As many of y'all know, not only do I do Hip Hop Can Save America, but I make podcasts for other people and companies and organizations and nonprofits and individuals, and that's what I do for a living. And I'll be there. I'll be at Podcast Movement. So if you happen to be, what's the chance that you're listening to this and you're going to be at Podcast Movement? I'll be there. So that's cool.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. I'll be talking. I'll be doing they have this things called Expert Talks, and I'm one of the speakers. So I'll be there kicking some knowledge. My session is actually called What Every Podcaster Can Learn from 50 Years of Hip Hop Innovation.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I like
so,
that.
You know what I do. I always bring hip hop into the mix. So that's pretty cool. If you're into podcasting, if you're an aspiring podcaster, it's a really good conference. It costs a couple $100 to get in, but if you're in the area, might be worth it. You might want to check it out. And if you're in the area, if you're in DC at all, or in that area, let me know, because I'll be there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is disappointing. Oh, no, it's not disappointing. There you go. Our friends in Newark, New Jersey, again, 24 hours apiece. Hakeem Green, all the folks in Newark, New Jersey, shouts to them. I'm going to get Hakeem on here and talk about this, so hopefully we'll get him on before then. August 23rd, 24th. I think there's a little video clip. Let's play a little bit of it.
Yeah. 24 hours of peace, peace, love, unity, safely having fun, real hip-hop for the people. It's an engagement. It's a demonstration. Using hip-hop culture to get you activated. Let the people hear the bass and the vibration, the love, peace, unity, and watch them add on. It's a culture. It's not just rapping. It's not what we do. It's how we do it. We're doing it right here, Springfield Avenue, between Bergen and Plum. 24 hours straight, man. It's crazy.
Shit. We the people.
So shouts to Hakeem Green, all the folks in Brick City, Newark, New Jersey.
Absolutely.
24 hours apiece. It's been going on for so many years. I've been there. I haven't like appeared, but I've certainly been there. I've supported it when I used to.
In the day.
Did you ever perform there, or you just went?
Not perform there, unless I'm forgetting. I don't know. I forget. It's been so many years. I can't keep track.
Yeah, they've been running for a while.
But I've been there back in the day.
Yeah, beautiful event. Shouts to Newark, New Jersey. I lived there for 5 years. I still got mad love for Newark, New Jersey. If you're anywhere in the Newark area, please support the Newark Arts Festival, the Newark Arts Foundation. Shouts to Lauren, who's running that now. Shouts to Marcy DePina. Shouts to Queen. Shouts to, all the good folks out there doing wonderful work in Newark, New Jersey. And again, shouts to Hakeem Green, formerly of Channel Live. If our heads know. Well, still of Channel Live, not formally, but you know what I mean. But 24 hours a piece, rocking out there. August 23rd and 24th. It's a great festival. There's so many performances. There's so many community outreach vendors. Of course, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, Raz Baraka. Do I have it? I don't know if I have it. Hold on. Hold on.
Raz Baraka is the mayor of Newark, New Jersey's largest city.
Many faces, like the many face God in the building.
Got to.
Right.
Manny, thank you, brother, for having me. I got to sign off, but I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, no doubt. We'll see you up in. Well, we'll see you next before then, but we'll also see you. Maybe we'll see you in Newark for 24 hours apiece.
No doubt. Yeah. Definitely
All right.
dope event they've been doing for many years, and it's really, really cool to see continuing.
Appreciate you, SK. Don't forget, we might
appreciate
jump on
you.
your scene tomorrow. You'll be possibly streaming.
Yes,
If you don't know,
hopefully.
Twitch.tv/Silent Night. Make sure
Yeah.
you sign on to him as well. We do this kind of thing, but over there, and it's just funner.
I thank
don't
you.
know
I
if it's
thank
funner.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Peace, Bob. Peace, everybody in the chat. Thank you.
That's what's up. Peace and love. My man SK out the building, but mad love. It's really great. What I did was, this was sort of also a test. I'm using a new system. You might see I'm crisper, cleaner, no caffeiner. We're definitely looking better than we did in the past. We're coming across with new tricks. I've got new screens, and I needed someone to test out the connection to make sure that I could have guests and all that. And SK is just one of the best in the world. So I appreciate him. We are once again just wrapping up. Just want to give you it's about an hour, a little bit over an hour. Hip hop news and events that aren't about dumb-ish. I like to do this because that's what it's all about.
Hip hop news that isn't about dumb shit.
Now, once again, you can get all the stuff at the newsletter. I've said it a few times. You're probably the same people that have been watching all night, so I won't do it again. That being said, we were talking about 24 hours apiece in Newark, New Jersey. And oh yeah, Bob, I stepped it up. I've been working on some technological enhancements. So thank you for that as well. I should be able to, I'm supposed to be able to pop your chats up on the screen. We got to work that out. But anyway, so like I said, a bunch of hip hop interdisciplinary events that are happening throughout the land. In LA, the Grammy Museum has been having a Hip Hop America mixtape exhibit that's happening. New York City has a early graffiti art exhibit happening. In October, the Chattanooga Hip Hop Summit is kicking off. There's a bunch of stuff happening at the Kennedy Center, again in DC. Again, I'm very DC, Atlanta, LA, New York centric, but if you know something that's happening in your neck of the woods that kind of fits this bill, I would definitely want to have a comprehensive. So please send to me any kind of these kind of events. We do we'll put conferences on here, academic conferences, cultural conferences, things like that. Andre 3000 will be at the Kennedy Center. That should be pretty interesting. November 16th to 17th, I just dropped this in here. Obviously, there'll be a lot of attention on breaking this year because of breaking being in the Olympics. Well, that all being said, there will also be the Freestyle Session World Breaking Finals. They actually have a few regional events, but I was at this one last year. It was my first time. I kind of just happened to be in town in LA doing the hip hop, the global conference on hip hop education with my friends at the Hip Hop Association for Advancement and Education. Shouts to Dr. Tasha Iglesias. It's a group that I'm on the board. And Freestyle Session put on a 2-day break-in world finals. And this was an extravaganza. I'm telling you, I don't even care. You don't even have to like breaking. You don't have to like hip hop. You don't have to like anything. This just was a beautiful coming together of folk with athleticism and competition, and there were kid battles and 3-on-3 battles and group battles and solo battles, and it was just there were performances. Souls of Mischief performed. Like, it was such a great event. And so, I always go back to a lot of the impetus for this show is that I have a person in my life who's not from the culture. She's someone who is older. I didn't know her growing up. She's not. I met her later in life, and she knows me through family. And she's a smart lady. She's been around the world and all that, but has no connection to hip hop. Doesn't really understand the art form or the culture. Doesn't really understand, like, doesn't have like a multicultural connection necessarily. You know, maybe Eurocentric, and that's all good. It's not a bad person at all. It just doesn't have, never intersected in those communities. And I guess part of what I try to do is connect as a friendly, face, voice, and vibe to say, hey, I connect with these communities that you might not be familiar with. And I've done so from a very, very young age. And I've learned a bunch of things. And we look a certain way. We come from certain paths in life, but we can't block ourselves out to these wonderful experiences that that have been foundational for me personally in my life. And so I try to talk to her and I try to introduce her to things and some concepts like hip hop and education, or hip hop and, it's on a very, like, first glance level, she doesn't go for any of it. But over time, I talk and I try to get my talking points in. And I try to say, okay, because I want people like you to understand what I understand, that we don't have to be from those walks of life directly, but if we come in with authenticity and respect and, that we can have beautiful experiences, and that this is a unifying thing. And so I'm trying to figure out ways that we can, like, bridge those gaps to people that are outside the culture, get them into the culture. This is how the culture grows, in my opinion. And one of the great things that she always said that I never lost sight of was one of the early conversation. She goes, well, I used to love the breakdancing, that was cool. I like that. And I was like, that's a way. That's an in, right? Because through that, we can now tell her the history of breakdancing or breaking and, and even the fact that they call it breaking and breakdancing. Oh, it's the co-opting of the term, blah, blah, blah. But you have a connection. But what always struck me about that statement was I used to love the breakdancing, as if it doesn't happen anymore, as if it doesn't exist anymore. And that and this is years ago, and it sits in the back of my head all the time, because even amongst our own hip hop brethren, people who love the culture, be in the culture, be about the culture, claim they for the culture, criticize the culture, all the things, even we sometimes forget that these things still exist in force. They haven't disappeared from the earth. They're not extinct. They're not projected to us. They're not given to us on a platter, but they exist. And Freestyle Session, World Breaking Finals in LA last year, 2-day extravaganza of breaking royalty, reminded me of this. And I couldn't ask for a better example to show me that hip hop, the culture, and all the elements associated with it. Because when you saw these people do this, when you saw the kids, I'm talking about 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 35-year-olds, 50-year-olds, killing it. Athleticism out of the ballpark. Competition, like, let's go. And then peace at the end of it. All the things about hip hop. Peace, love, unity, having fun, competing, but, like, we respect you. I'm trying to kill you in that cipher, but I'm trying to kill you in this battle, but we good. Salute afterwards. Like, best person wins. And so when my person said, I used to love the breakdancing, it reminds me how important this work is to remind y'all and anybody. You don't have to used to like anything. You still can. And yes, breaking's in the Olympics. That's great. That's a big boost. It's only temporarily in the Olympics. It's not like permanently in the Olympics. It's in the Olympics this year, and it may never come back again. It's a provisional thing. It's a whole thing. But regardless of that, if that's something you like from hip hop, I mean, yeah, you can go to LA. There's also regional. There's stuff. We'll bring it to you. I'll bring it to you. So just follow me. Tell your friends, tell some friends that if you need to be inspired about what hip hop has to offer, and is the culture still alive? Is it just what I see on radio or on? No, I got you. I don't know who else got you, but I got you. So Stay tuned. Hip Hop Could Save America every Monday night live with the interviews. Maybe Wednesdays with the pop-up of the news and events split out into the show. I don't know. There was some new faces here tonight. I haven't seen y'all on a Monday, so maybe a Wednesday is more convenient for y'all. I don't know yet. We're figuring some things out. In the meantime, in between time, I've got cool stuff like this, little things happening. I got videos, I got different looks. I'm working on it. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me tonight. We're gonna get out of here. Please give me a thumbs up. The algorithm needs to know that we exist. Thumbs up. Make sure you subscribed. Make sure you comment for the algorithm love and all that jazz. We'll be back next Monday night at 9 p.m. Got a very cool guest. He's a repeat guest. If everything works out. And we'll be talking about a very cool camp that he ran over the summer, a hip hop and STEM, so science, technology, electronics, engineering, mathematics camp that was done out of his college out in Texas. And we want to kind of do a recap of how that went. It's a great program, and I just want to amplify and signal boost anybody who's doing that kind of work. Once again, the newsletter, free is best, free.99, and you can subscribe to that wherever, not wherever, there's only one place you can do it. I'm trying to find the thing so I can put it back in the chat. Anyway, I'm done. I'm good. You're good. Y'all can go. I appreciate y'all. Mad love. Thank you to our supporters. Here's the newsletter link, and then here's the Patreon link. We got 3 new patron supporters this month. Steffi's in the building. Steffi's a supporter. SK's a supporter. Andrew Wang probably floating around somewhere. We got Lauren. We got Darren. We got Randy. He's a new Substack supporter. Y'all really showing love, and I love it. I'm doing everything I can to keep this going. This takes time and effort and technology and money, and I've invested a lot in this. We're trying to get some bigger funding. I've reached out to some people. We're trying to get some love. In the meantime, please help me keep the lights on. As soon as we get it, I'm going to stop asking y'all, and y'all have to do that nickel and dime y'all for the rest of y'all lives. I'm working on, getting this funded and blown up the way it should be. If you have any ideas, by the way, if if you're, we're writing grants now, if you know how to write grants, or if you're working with some organizations or arts or media outlets and you think there's some synergy, please let me know. Reach out anytime. You can find me, mannyfaces.com. It's pretty easy. Just Manny Faces. You'll find me anywhere. You can find me on, I don't have an Instagram thing. Really? Oh, no, yes, I do. Look. No, I don't. I thought I did. Well, anyway, Instagram, Manny Faces Official. And that's about it. I think I'm done. This worked really well. I love it. We're doing good. Peace and love, y'all. Thanks for rocking with me.